Hello! We hope you enjoy hearing about these grant proposals to the LWML Oklahoma District for the 2022-24 biennium. Mission Grant Number 1, Financial Aid for Oklahoma District LCMS Ministerial Students. Men in our seminaries are preparing to enter full-time service in the pastoral ministry of the Lutheran Church Missouri Synod as they answer God's call to serve in congregations throughout our world. Matthew 28:19 tells us to go and make disciples of all nations, baptizing them in the name of the Father and of the Son and of the Holy Spirit. When these students make the decision to leave their jobs and come to the seminary with their families, they no longer have the same financial flow of funds that they had before, but continue to have the same financial needs. Financial gifts are the way to show these students that the women of LWML are concerned for them. This grant of $12,000 will be allocated to all eligible Oklahoma District students enrolled on campus at either the Concordia Theological Seminary in Fort Wayne, Indiana, or the Concordia Seminary in St. Louis, Missouri. Each year of the biennium, $6,000 will be divided equally among these seminary students. Mission Grant Number 2, Oklahoma District Professional Church Worker Scholarships. The growth of the church is dependent upon trained church workers to serve congregations and spread the good news of the gospel all over the world. The cost of our synodical schools makes it difficult for students to attend without financial aid. Students from the Oklahoma District Lutheran Church Missouri Synod who are preparing to enter church work should be encouraged and supported without financial burdens. The Great Commission tells us in Matthew 28:19, "Go therefore and make disciples of all nations." This grant of $12,000 would be given to the Oklahoma District Lutheran Church Missouri Synod Student Aid Fund for distribution to those women and men who are planning to become professional church workers. Each student must have applied for student aid. The amount of $3,000 will be distributed equally among those Oklahoma District students qualified every August and December in the 2022 through 2024 biennium. Mission Grant Number 3, Camp Lutherhoma Pool Cover. Camp Lutherhoma in Tahlequah, Oklahoma has long been one of two camps in Oklahoma which administers to the mental, spiritual, and physical needs of the entire family. During the summer months, one of the highlights of the day's activities has been the pool. During off-season times, a pool cover keeps debris out of the pool and maintains a given temperature in the pool water. This saves in time and energy costs when reopening the pool. Currently, the pool cover is ripping and tearing apart and will no longer function to keep the pool clean of debris or maintain temperatures. A mission grant of $8,000 from the LWML Oklahoma District would be needed to replace the cover. Mission Grant Number 4, Pregnancy Resource Center of Southwest Oklahoma. A grant of $5,971 is requested by the Pregnancy Resource Center of Southwest Oklahoma. The Pregnancy Resource Center, PRC, is a member of CareNet, which envisions a culture where women and men faced with pregnancy decisions are transformed by the gospel of Jesus Christ and empowered to choose life for their unborn children and abundant life for their families. After visiting a CareNet affiliate, such as Pregnancy Resource Center, 80% of women considering abortion chose life. Often these families need assistance. This grant will provide cribs, mattresses, mattress covers, pack and play mattress covers, breast pumps, breast milk storage bags, baby monitors, and high chairs. Mission Grant Number 5, LCC Comfort Dog Ministry, Persis. King of Kings Lutheran Church in Glenpool, sponsoring Persis, the Comfort Golden Retriever, requests $5,000 to help cover some of the ongoing cost of food, grooming, insurance, veterinary care, business cards, and other items to leave with those who are served by this ministry. Persis serves as a bridge to companion ministry, opening doors for conversations about faith and creating opportunities to share the mercy, compassion, and proclamation of Jesus Christ to hurting people. Persis has her own Facebook page so people can follow her ministry. Mission Grant number 6, Sharing the Light of Christ's Love. Sharing the Light of Christ's Love through Lutheran Braille Ministry is the only Lutheran organization which focuses on spreading the gospel message for blind or visually impaired individuals through the development of Braille, tools for the visually impaired, and audio booklets. This organization utilizes over 3,000 volunteers in over 115 ministry production centers around the U.S., including one in Tulsa and one in Oklahoma City. A grant for $5,000 from the LWML Oklahoma District would aid in the production of approximately 1,000 Braille or specialized large print volumes by a ministry production center in either Tulsa or Oklahoma City. Mission Grant number 7, Replacement of Air Conditioning Units at Cristo Rey Lutheran Church, Oklahoma City. Cristo Rey Lutheran Church, located in primarily Hispanic neighborhood in Oklahoma City, was established in 1992 as a mission church to evangelize to the Spanish and Latino population through worship services, Sunday school, Bible studies, and fellowship social events. As the church structure ages, constant maintenance is needed. Currently, 2 of the 6 air conditioning units supplying the church sanctuary and classrooms are in need of replacement. But because of the low attendance caused from the pandemic and low economic status of many of their members, they cannot afford to repair these units. A grant of $9,000 from the LWML Oklahoma District would allow them to replace the 2 non-functional air conditioners and assorted pipes and ductwork. Mission Grant number 8, Feet on the Ground for Jesus by Most. Isaiah 52:7 tells us, "How beautiful on the mountains are the feet of those who bring good news, who proclaim peace, who bring good tidings, who proclaim salvation, who say to Zion, your God reigns." Most ministries provide teams in response to requests from workers in the field who have found mission projects an invaluable tool for witnessing. These may include eyeglass clinics, clean water filters, English as a second language, vacation Bible school, health education, medical and dental assistance. Missionaries on short term go on mission trips to boldly share the message of salvation and the love of Jesus Christ through acts of service. There are LWML women in the Oklahoma District who yearn to be feet on the ground for Jesus through a short-term mission trip. This grant of $6,000 will be used as scholarship monies for those women who have never been on a mission trip, to cover up to half the cost or up to $1,500 of joining a team for Most. Mission Grant number 9, Financial Assistance for CTSFW Food and Clothing Co-op to purchase food. Deaconess Catherine Rittner, Director of the Concordia Theological Seminary Fort Wayne Food and Clothing Co-op, requests a $5,000 grant to help cover the cost of providing fresh foods, eggs, milk, ground beef, fresh fruits and vegetables, and other perishable items. The food co-op provides these items to the seminary and deaconess students and their families at no cost. For the students, the co-op provides 80 to 85% of their perishable items. The food purchased goes entirely to the students to help offset their financial burden. This grant helps cover costs of the food purchase, which is about $7,500 a month. Mission Grant number 10, Running the Race with Mission Central. Mission Central is dedicated with the same love of Jesus and a deep desire to support missionaries. The LWML has joined Mission Central to assist missionaries in spreading the gospel message of Christ throughout the world. Hebrews 12:1b through 2 tells us, "Let us run with endurance the race set before us, looking to Jesus, the author and perfecter of our faith, who for the joy set before him endured the cross, despising the shame, and is seated at the right hand of the throne of God." Missionaries must raise all their own funding and support. Hundreds of thousands of dollars are required to send our missionaries into the harvest field and keep them there, where they can spread the gospel message of Jesus Christ. This grant of $10,000 would be used for running the race with Mission Central for the sole purpose of helping to support LCMS missionaries. Mission Grant number 11, Mozambique Dorcas Sewing Project. The Mozambique Dorcas Sewing Project, started by the women of the Igreja Crista da Concordia in Mozambique, provides an opportunity for women in the area to learn a skill and earn income to help sustain their family. Mozambique is among the poorest countries in the world, yet women in the Lutheran Church of Mozambique have experienced a rapid growth from 1,000 members to 8,000 members in the past 5 years. Women are organizing into groups for sewing, with each group needing 3 sewing machines, 90 meters of fabric, 10 rolls of sewing thread, 20 rolls of embroidery thread, and shipping and travel expenses for their products. Although the total amount of funds needed for the Dorcas Sewing Project, 15 groups, is $35,019, they are asking the LWML Oklahoma District for $5,000 to help supplement this endeavor. And while women are sewing, pastors are preaching and teaching the word to them, administering sacraments and comforting those who are sick. Mission Grant number 12, Good Samaritan Fund. A $10,000 grant is requested for Concordia Life Planning Community. This grant would help cover the cost of benevolent care to widows and widowers in need of assistance. Several widows currently receive benevolent care, and the need will increase as residents age and reach triple digits and simply outlive their resources. The current need is approximately $78,000 per year. Funds are granted to Concordia Life Care residents who qualify for financial assistance in order for the aging residents to remain in their homes at Concordia Life Plan Community without disruption of care or services. Mission Grant number 13, Sponsorship Support for Reverend Christian C. Tews. Dr. Christian Tews, former minister of Trinity Lutheran Church in Okmulgee and Grace Lutheran Church in Tulsa, is currently serving as an LCMS missionary in Hamburg, Germany. His work there is twofold. He is on the faculty of Riga Luther Academy in Latvia teaching theology and serving as director of internships and visiting lecturers. And he is evangelizing to Persian, Farsi-speaking migrants from Afghanistan and Iran. Thousands of Iranians and Afghans, as well as people from other Middle Eastern countries new to Christianity, are immigrating to Germany, where they are being baptized and catechized. Those who are still Muslim may be hearing the gospel message for the first time. In addition to working among the migrants, Dr. Tews will be developing printed material and other media for theological education to congregations, Bible schools, and camps. This $9,000 in grant money from the Oklahoma District of LWML would help pay Dr. Tu's cost of living as he continues to work with the migrants in Hamburg, as well as support for his wife and one daughter who have moved to Germany with him. Mission Grant number 14, Pastors, Vicars, and Lay Ministers' Wives Retreat, Oklahoma District. Pastors, vicars, and lay ministry wives face a unique mission opportunity and challenge for working in the kingdom of God through the parish as their husbands shepherd the parish. For the past 10 years, the wives of pastors, vicars, and lay ministers of the Oklahoma District have gathered for an annual retreat. The retreat is well attended by these spouses, and they have come to rely upon this time together for networking, bonding, and spiritual growth. This grant of $4,000 will help provide a retreat for these wives to gather in a relaxing, restful setting for sharing, Bible studies, and prayer. This retreat is designed to enrich and enable these women to be active and effective witnesses of Jesus Christ in their everyday lives. Mission Grant number 15, Technology for Learning in the Classroom. Good Shepherd Lutheran School in Midwest City requests a $6,250 grant to help provide Chromebooks and software for upper elementary grade students. Good Shepherd Lutheran School is in its 40th year. What started as preschool now serves preschool through 8th grade, with a current enrollment of 88 students and a goal to serve 110 students. The student population represents varied ethnic backgrounds. They are composed of 47% African American, 43% Caucasian, 4% Hispanic, and 2% Native American. Due to the median income of the students' families, most students have not been introduced to nor interacted with a computer. This grant will enable Good Shepherd Lutheran School to provide this technology to these students. Mission Grant number 16, Feeding Haitian Children Spiritually and Physically. Feeding Haitian Children Spiritually and Physically, Trinity Hope Haitian Feeding Program, is sponsored by the Lutheran schools in Haiti. Starving children are unable to retain learning of academia or the gospel message. The Lutheran schools in Haiti are unable to fully finance food for the children and staff. Through this feeding program, Trinity Hope provides, through donors, the funds to ensure that these needs are met, essentially affecting the whole family with the love of Jesus Christ through work and deed. A mission grant for $5,000 from the LWML Oklahoma District would afford more Haitian school children to receive the necessary food to sustain their bodies and build upon their spiritual lives. Mission Grant number 17, Messiah Lutheran Church Share Day. Messiah Lutheran Church in Oklahoma City has organized a Share Day, which focuses upon outreach service and evangelism in their community. Several groups remain in the church making cards for shut-ins and/or residents of Concordia Life Care Community, designing flower arrangements for shut-ins, food pantry restocking, and assembling of homeless kits, school kits, and cancer kits. The off-site groups go door to door in their surrounding neighborhood and offer to help with needs or small repairs, such as painting, lawn care, or repairs in the houses. They also share the gospel message and extend an invitation to join Messiah during worship services on Sunday. Later, a day set aside for an all-congregation agape feast dinner displays pictures from this event to members of the congregation, as well as any witnessing that may have occurred. The local group of LWML has been the major contributor and sponsor of the first Share Day. A grant donation of $2,000 from the LWML Oklahoma District would be used for craft supplies, kit supplies, photos, and printing needs and pantry items for the next 2 years. Mission Grant number 18, Mantongo Seminary Chapel in Kenya. LCMS has a long-standing relationship with the Evangelical Lutheran Church in Kenya, ELCK, and are in altar and pulpit fellowship with them. This $5,000 grant would be used to help build a chapel for the Mantongo Seminary to enable them to have a structure for worship purposes and receiving of the sacraments. They are currently worshiping in a crowded classroom. The total construction of this project is an estimated $113,500, with plans for building it in 2 phases.